Okay, why hate Enter the Dragon, Part 6. And I realized while going over these things that I had missed a crucial part that I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to go back to that. I guess it slipped my mind because I'm going from memory. I'm 64 years old, and sometimes we have glitches. So, and I kind of like this scene, and I guess that's it too. It's the scene of the tournament, okay, and where we're introduced to Jim Kelly's fighting style and also John Saxon. The first thing that I noticed is that Jim Kelly is tall. The guy is 6'3", and he does this maneuver with Parsons when they first start, where he kind of does this step, backs up, spins, and does a spin back kick over Parsons' head, and he controls it, and he does that move with such style and grace that I said to myself, this guy's got superb body control, and he does it throughout most of his fighting sequences. I gotta say this because I'm a karate practitioner. I'm looking at Jim Kelly when he's backing up, and he's making that cool sound that only Jim Kelly makes. Ooh, 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 ooh. Jim Kelly had his own sound effects, just like Bruce Lee. He was doing that himself. Now, in case people are thinking that he got that from Bruce or is inspired by Bruce, I saw some old footage of Jim Kelly, and he actually, that's him doing that. But the thing that I wanted to critique on is like the way karate is portrayed in film. Not all the time, but often enough for me to make a comment on it. He's fighting Parsons, and Parsons is doing the absolute most robotic, idiotic style of karate that I've ever seen. He's so stiff. He looks like the Tin Woodsman from The Wizard of Oz. Who wouldn't be able to block him and sweep him out and hit him with a back fist? He's so incredibly stiff. And I think this is really on the part of Kung Fu guys, maybe Bruce Lee. It's an opinion on karate itself. Now, I've trained in karate, Harlem Goju, New York City, and I have met karate practitioners, and believe me, these guys are anything but stiff. They are flowing, they are fluid, they are powerful, and they don't move like robots. Don't get it twisted. That way of moving, you see that in the katas, especially Shotokan katas, that I will admit they do a lot of posing, and they are very stiff. But when you stand in front of these guys and fight them, you're in for a fight, and it's fast and it's furious. So that's all I have to say on that. Roper. I read that John Saxon was actually a black belt in something. I don't know if they gave him a celebrity black belt or what, but it doesn't show up in his movement. Usually you can tell if a person has any kind of skill or expertise in an athletic area by their body mechanics, by their movement. I mentioned the fluid, graceful, almost ballet type of way Jim Kelly did a step in the beginning, did a spinning back kick, and recovered very elegantly. That's athletic prowess. You can't fake that. And John Saxon has none of it. You know, and what's also interesting about John Saxon's character is he's found some way to make money. Now, we know that he's an excessive gambler. He can't help it. But I'm looking at the guy who's his pigeon. He's this old man, about 50-ish, 60-ish. He's sitting in the audience. He has Coke bottle glasses. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just pointing out his appearance because he's old. Okay? Why is this guy in the audience? Is he a competitor? Is he a judge? I don't think so. Why is he there? It just seems out of place, and it's just one of the quirky things about this movie. When you see it, you start to wonder why is that there? I guess he's just there to lose and be a comedy relief against John Saxon. Getting back to Saxon's fighting style, he's pretending to throw the fight, so that the guy can, bring up the odds and everything and then bet against him, and then they're just going to trick him at the end. I understand all of that. But when John Saxon actually gets serious, he does this one thing. He just punches the guy with an uppercut into the balls, and everybody laughs. And I just say to myself, I know this is a no-holds-barred tournament, but that's just disrespectful. Anybody, a white belt, can go up against a black belt, bend down and uppercut him in the balls. My 8-year-old grandson can uppercut me in the balls, okay? So, just a cheap shot, and it brings down, I think, the character of Roper. It makes you like him, at least me in the film. It made me like him less, because from what I understood about the premise of Enter the Dragon, Han is getting together talent around the world to recruit in his criminal organization. That's what he's doing. So he had to choose Roper for his expertise somewhat in the martial arts, and the guy has zero. Just a lot of cheap shots that he does, kicking to the groin, uppercutting to the groin. That's it. And he does that throughout the movie. He never shows us anything athletic other than the floor kip when he fights Bolo. And I don't think that was even him doing that athletic move. But he's the experienced actor, and he has to be in the movie because, it's a Warner Brothers movie, and you have to have a white guy doing something awesome. He has to be there for the movie's entirety. There's a lot of debate on why, but we'll go into that later. Yeah, so I'll let this be part 6, and I'll get back later on to part 7. This is Eldon Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant. Please comment,